Welcome to NFL Now. I'm Jackie Peterson. We're already halfway through the NFL season, and injuries are beginning to stack up for the New England Patriots. Frank Altieri is at Gillette Stadium with the latest on Chris Hogan's injury. Frank?
Thanks, Jackie. And this has been no ordinary season for the New England Patriots. Despite sitting atop the AFC East at 6-2, they're seen as vulnerable, and injuries have played a really big deal into that. Dont'a Hightower, their best defensive player, done for the year. And now they've suffered another injury with Chris Hogan going down with a shoulder injury during their 21-13 win over the LA Chargers in Foxborough on Sunday. And Chris Hogan, really, his coming out party was in the AFC title game last season against Pittsburgh with 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. And after the loss of Edelman, he stepped up even more this season, tied with Gronk with 4 receiving touchdowns on the team, and that is the most. But Hogan was seen leaving the stadium in an arm sling after the game, and little to no information was released after that, except he had an MRI on Monday, and I now can confirm that the injury is not season-ending, and only rest and rehab will be required. It appears that the Patriots are expecting him to miss multiple weeks, but they are going to reevaluate him after the bye week. And this is a huge deal because they cannot afford to lose any more wide receivers, Jackie. So we'll have to see how Hogan is after the bye week.
Thanks, Frank. And with Hogan out, who's going to step up for him now?
Has to be Philip Dorsett, who they traded for Jacoby Brissett back in September. And really, Philip Dorsett had a few good games, played a few snaps, played pretty well against the New Orleans Saints, had a deep pass by Tom Brady, but he was a huge prospect coming out of college, kind of a letdown over in Indianapolis, but he has great vertical speed. He's going to play opposite of Brandon Cooks with Amendola in the slot. So look for him to be a huge difference maker for the Patriots going forward if the Patriots want to continue that vertical passing attack without Julian Edelman. Reporting for NFL Now from Gillette Stadium, I'm Frank Altieri.
Thanks for the update on Chris Hogan, Frank. After the break, we discussed the implications of the Jimmy Garoppolo trade and how long Brady and Belichick plan on staying in the NFL. Welcome to NFL Now. I'm Jackie Peterson. We're already halfway through the NFL season, and injuries are beginning to stack up for the New England Patriots. Frank Altieri is at Gillette Stadium with the latest on Chris Hogan's injury. Frank?
Thank you, Jackie. And this has been no ordinary season for the New England Patriots. Despite being 6-2 and atop the AFC East, they're seen as vulnerable, and injuries have played a huge part in that. With linebacker Dont'a Hightower, plays outside, plays inside. He's done for the year. And now they have another huge injury with Chris Hogan, who went down with a shoulder injury during the 21-13 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, Chris Hogan has really stepped up since last season in the AFC title game when he had over 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it was really his coming out party. And he has not slowed down since the loss of Julian Edelman. He was seen leaving the stadium with an arm sling, but little to no detail had been released since then. But he did have an MRI on Monday, and I can now confirm that the injury is not season-ending and will only require rest and rehab. Now, the Patriots plan for him to miss a few weeks, but with the bye week coming up, they're going to reevaluate to see how he is after. But this is definitely a huge injury for the Patriots. They're very thin at receiver, Jackie, and we'll have to see how he is after the bye week.
Thanks, Frank. And with Hogan out, who's going to step up for him now?
It has to be Philip Dorsett. They traded for him from the Indianapolis Colts back in September when Julian Edelman went down to the knee injury against the Detroit Lions in the preseason. And he had a really big upside coming out of college. He was drafted high by the Indianapolis Colts, had good vertical speed, especially week 2 against the Saints, in which he caught a 40-yarder from Tom Brady. But look for him to be playing opposite of Brandon Cooks at the number 2 receiver spot with Amendola in the slot. This Patriots offense has really become very vertical since the loss of Julian Edelman, who works in between the hash marks, Jackie. So we'll have to see how Chris is at the end of the bye week, and Dorsett will step up to take that number 2 spot. Reporting live for NFL Now from Gillette Stadium, I'm Frank Altieri.
Thank you, Frank, on the update about Chris Hogan. After the break, we discussed the implications of the Jimmy Garoppolo trade and how long Brady and Belichick plan on staying in the NFL.